pole position. He missed the race yesterday, unfortunately missed the pit lane exit window to form up, so look out for Ashley Payne. Malcolm Belsky, our race 1 winner from yesterday. Great to see Malcolm on the top step of the podium, and here we go. The flags are in and the lights are coming on, so we are set to go for the 8-lapper here. Bears and Formula Sport, lights are out. Everyone got away pretty cleanly on the front row. Look like Dwayne Bishop there. He's on that big Aprilia. He got a good jump there, but they all go down into turn 1, and no dramas there to speak of. So brilliant stuff. Bears and Formula Sport action brought to you by Q West Boat Builders in Wanganui. So great to have them on board again, sponsoring. But here we go through the S as we go, and here we go. Looks to be a great start from Ashley Payne. He's in second place there. We got the update there. Spider's back with us there. How'd you get on there, Spider? We've got an 8-lapper here with the Bears and Formula Sport. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, while we're here, we might as well acknowledge Gilmore Homes, who is a sponsor of the Post Classics, as well as the Rutland Arms and Powerco Wanganui. So we may not have acknowledged them, but thank you very much. Great to see Ashley Payne back out there. I said, how'd you go yesterday? I said, didn't. My battery was faulty, so he's sorted that out. Got a new battery on the GSXR 750, and he's taken the lead there and relegated, who's that in second place there? It is that Sam Willisey? Sam Willisey, I was looking at my paperwork, but Ashley Payne, the mechanic from Wanganui, he works in a workshop behind Joe Limited in Churton Street, I think, in Wanganui. He's on fire. He's had a lot of wins at Wanganui, particularly on a very, very hot ex-Yoshi Kishimoto, the Japanese rider that brought out the electric bike. He had his VFR 400 or NC30, I think it was. So Formula Sports, Bears Formula Sports. I believe it's called Bears Formula Sports because the Bears was a class and they bled in some of the slower non-competitive Formula 2 and Formula 1 bikes. So they brought the Formula Sports into the Bears, British European American Racing. So indeed that is the bike of Sam Willisey in second. Mark Perry from Sanson there in third place. So we've got Wanganui, Sanson there. And in fourth place it is a Wanganui boy, Jason Bardell. And somewhere amongst there will be the gorilla of the racetrack, number 48, Jeff Rogerson. We've got a faller there on the infield there. They're just recovering, they're getting up. That is the Tiamutu rider, number 14, Stephen Bates. He did the same in the Bears racing. I'm pretty sure that Stephen, he is okay. He's crawling away there. Maybe he's had too many beers, maybe not. Look at that, little sidecars out on the small track out in the back. That's outstanding. The schoolboy sidecars having a go, so out on the back track. But let's get back to what's on the track here. Ashley Payne comes flying through here, and he's got a good 150, 200 metre lead there ahead of Sam Willisey, and that's Steve Bridge in third place, I think. Shout out to G Mendes, G-U-I Mendes. He's Brazilian. He used to race cars over in Brazil, come over here about 3 or 4 years ago. Some people call him Guy, but I talked to him last night. It says G-U-I Mendes on the 88 machine. So that battle for third's holding up there. There's a three-way battle there going into turn 3 there between Jason Bardell. Is that Mark Perry there? Jason Bardell, Mark Perry possibly, and Dwayne Bishop from Wanganui on the 48 machine. That's into the hairpin. That's a big tight battle there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, so there's drama at turn 1 as well. There's a rider down there. They're up and okay. So there we go. We've lost one of the top runners there into turn 1. We've got one in the infield, Stephen Bates. Unfortunately, hopefully he's okay. But look at Ashley Payne. This is a dominant performance so far. He's screaming out at Higgins down the back straight. And then Sam Willisey. Brilliant to see Sam on the racetrack there. He's in second place. And then the 3 Aprilias there. Looks to be Dwayne Bishop moving up on Mark Perry. Talked to Mark Perry this morning, and unfortunately his preferred Aprilia race bike dropped the valve last week, so he's on a borrowed bike this weekend, but still out there doing it. So he's had wins around the cemetery circuit and Bears action. Great to have Mark Perry there as well.
Yeah, I remember his first win round there. I'm pretty sure it was his first win. He dedicated his ride to Ray Whittam. Ray Whittam had passed Ray recently, one of the legendary commentators in New Zealand. So great guy to have at the track. So drama's out there for a couple of people here. Number 33 all the way, I think, from Dunedin. Number 33, well, it's listed as Dave Casson, but I think that's a Kawasaki. I'm going to call that as Michael Lee. In fact, it is indeed. I look at the timing screen, it's Michael Lee. So we've got a few South Islanders up there, and of course the internationals. I don't know if there's any internationals out on the track at the moment, I can't see, but that's why it's called the Suzuki International Series. I've rebranded it to give respect for the riders coming from all around the world and the passengers and the people in the support group. We've got something like 24 people come over from Australia to ride and support the sidecars. They're still pirated a couple of our young ladies to do their passengering, so that's all good. Stephen Bates is walking around there. Okay, there's Terry Galway out there on the 155 machine, just punting it away and doing 2 classes today. His energy level is back up there about after recent surgery. So Ashley Payne comes through here, and he's in a class of his own, a 108.4 compared with a 110.014 for Sam. Shout out for Sam Willisey. His headspace wasn't right last weekend. He actually left the meeting rather than ride. It takes a big man to admit that and not get out there and take risks, and how he's come back leading this race, or leading the race yesterday, and getting 3rd place. So it's great to have Sam Willisey there. Julian Flea are the event organisers for the Suzuki International Series. Have been doing. I started school at 5 years old, and Julie and Joy Carson was with their names there. They were little 5-year-old twins, and even back then I knew what twins were like, and it was great. It's great to have them. So good, strong showing from him there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, absolutely great to see him. And just to update the drama, we've lost our race 1 winner from yesterday, Malcolm Belsky. He's disappeared off our timing screen, so hopefully everything's okay there. There's a bike down at Higgins. There's one down. Steve Bridges not here on our timing screen as well, so we've got.
That's Belsky over on the Higgins corner, I think, according to Ian Dawson. Stephen Bates' bike, as they picked it up, and then now they've laid it back down again. And I don't know who that is on turn 1 there. We couldn't see who it is. It's lying on its side. Ashley Payne comes through, 3 laps to go. There's another rider pulls in there. I think that might be Terry Galway on the Norton, as we see Sam Willisey go through. Just going to stand up and stretch my legs, and I'll be able to pick up. That's the Norton. They've got a spare bike in the pits for later in the day if there's a problem there. Outstanding racing. There's a lot of races within the races here. It's spread out well, but there's a lot of races within the races there out on the track here. Stephen Leggett from Wanganui there. He's moved back to Wanganui on the mighty Aprilia V4. Where is he? Unfortunately, Morgan Gauvignon, the French rider on the Vauxhall, had dropped a valve on Friday night, and of course Vauxhalls just don't exist anywhere in the world pretty much, so it's a bit unfortunate that they're out, but they are getting some parts in from France and hand carried to try and get that bike back out on the cemetery circuit. And that's a tribute ride for a French guy that was involved in the Vauxhall project, a 95 V twin, and it was great to see them coming out here. Graham Billington goes through on the 27 machine, our former road race commissioner. This guy used to do the Castrol 6 Hour with, I think, Graham Bernard back in the 80s. He raced at the first meeting here at Manfeild in 1973, where the lap record, I think, was 26.1 seconds at the very first motorcycle race meeting. So plenty of history out there in the track, and plenty of history out there in the pits there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's the update. 2 laps to go, and Ashley Payne still in the 108s. Last time round, the 108.491, his fastest of the race. 6.8 seconds back to Sam Willisey. What a great ride from Sam. He's holding up 2nd place there at the moment. And then you've got Dwayne Bishop, Jason Bardell and Mark Perry. A little 3-way battle there for 3rd, 4th and 5th. So great to see those guys hammer and tongs there. You've got Jason Lamb in there as well with Richard Markham Barrett and Terry Moran. They're having a battle as well. So there's battles all over the track, and there is a junior and senior bear. We had that in the pre-89 as well. So the update there with the first of the Michael Lee is the first of the junior bikes, so under 600 cc's. So we'll try and keep you updated on the senior and junior, but most of the guys out in the front are on big bikes. And Ashley Payne, what a class act this is. This is absolutely brilliant.
One of the characters round the pits is 148 Jeff Rogers. So if you look at him, mate, the guy's got more hair than 90% of the people in the pits, and that's out of his chin. He's got a beard that's about 13, 14 inches long. Looks like he's out of ZZ Top. You'll see him on 1.4 out there. And have a look down the front of his helmet there. You can't see the beard because he puts it in his sock, so he doesn't get helmet here. But from the Waikato, his partner here, Emma Hood, and there's a couple of kids here. I can't quite remember both their names. Apologies at the moment, but it's great to have them at the racetrack supporting Jeff Rogers in the 148 machine.
So white flag out, Spider. We've got 1 lap to go, and Ashley Payne, he is coming through the S's. There's a lapper to continue through that, but he's got a massive lead. It's over 7 seconds now, so 7.7 seconds and ever stretching it out. So Ashley Payne in dominant 4th. Sam Willisey still holding up 2nd place, but slowly reeling him in, Dwayne Bishop there. So it's good to see Dwayne on the pace here in 3rd place at the moment.
Yeah, once again, Sam Willisey has pumped out his fastest race later on in the race. We had quite a few people pumped out there. Ian Reid and Blaine Hanna has pumped out their fastest. The rest of the people settling down and going a bit slow, but the white flag is out. We've just a handful of corners to go. Where is that lead bike down that long straight? Ashley Payne from Wanganui. Outstanding ride from. We expected that from him. and he's coming round the big corner onto the front straight here for the first checkered flag for the Bears Formula Sports race. Ashley Payne, Wanganui. That's a Wanganui boys second place. We're expecting Sam Willis here. We're coming a lapper coming through there. That is Graham Billington on the 27 Triumph. So it is Sam Willisy, Wanganui. Oh, Mum's come upstairs to watch. They normally watch from downstairs standing up, but Mum's come up to watch that, and she's all happy. She's going to go and pat the boy on the back. Third place, we've lost our timing screen, and I got a little bit confused looking around at the Mum running around. So we'll come back to that in a minute there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, what an update. Ashley Payne, dominant performance, and then you go back to Sam Willisy. Dwayne Bishop there in third place. With
again, what? Sorry, I'll interrupt you. You call the names and I'll tell it. Dwayne Bishop's again, a Wanganui.
Yeah, Jason Bardell there.
Wanganui.
I think Mark Perry.
Mark Perry's Sanson, so it's 44 k's out. Yep, keep on.
Jason Lamb's in there as well.
Jason Lamb, yeah, he's not Wanganui, so sorry about interrupting there, Brad.
There's the update there, so awesome stuff. 8 lapper, and that's frantic pace. 108.491 is the fastest lap of the race by Ashley Payne, so brilliant stuff. And big thank you to Q West Boat Builders in Wanganui for sponsoring the Bears and Formula Sport action today.
As well as Scafit there, Wanganui, scafit.co.nz and Heads Road, the scaffolding company. Q West has been on board for I don't know how many years supporting the Suzuki Series. Of course, it's now the Suzuki International Series, so we enjoy the sponsors. You know, they've got no relevance to motorcycle racing, but their heart's in it and they believe in it, and they choose to support this series when they can go to other things like cricket. And I don't even mention the cricket, so it's great to have all of our sponsors on board for the Suzuki International Series. And what I'm seeing is the same people coming back, the same people, so they're obviously